This is because of DST. We're in summertime in Europe now, since yesterday.
Hello.
And for the first time in a long time, it feels like real summer now. At least in Portugal. It's been like 24 Celsius, something like that. And my allergies are hitting. So I hope I won't have to sneeze too much.
Are you a
Um,
summer or a winter person?
I'm definitely a summer person.
Okay, nice.
And I only discovered that a few years ago. An old friend of mine, he's been telling me that he's been very, very dependent on the weather, like his entire life, right? And he's now considering. He lives in Germany, but he's now considering to move to Portugal as well. Um, and he was telling me that I'm like, that's weird. I'm not like that at all. And then a few years ago, I realized I actually am like that as well. My mood actually does depend on the weather, so I need a little bit of sun. And been mostly working from my balcony the last few days. It's awesome.
That's nice. How are you doing, guys? How's
How
everyone
is
doing?
how's the chat? I guess that there will be some people coming in about 52 minutes.
Yeah, I
um,
guess we gotta wait a little bit. I didn't like this time change. I didn't know about it. So
yeah, for you it's bad. And you told me that there's no DST in
we don't
Ecuador,
have
right?
time changes here because since we're in the middle of the world, it doesn't affect us
Yeah,
in
so
any
it,
way.
it doesn't make a lot of sense to change if you don't have a real change um, in day length and sunrise and uh, sunset times and so on, right? Um, Makes no sense to do DST. And the US, they always switch in the first or second Sunday of March, and in Europe, it's always the last Sunday of March. The last Sunday of October. So mark your calendar, Santiago. The switch back to winter time will happen in 7 months.
In how many?
7 months. It's
7
always the
months. Okay.
last Sunday in October. That's the switch from summer to winter time. I
It's
would,
good to know because today I was in the meetings, but I was 1 hour behind. So I was in the first meeting waiting for 5 minutes, and I was like, "Hey, this is weird. Why is no one connecting?" And then I checked
and
the calendar and I saw that everything was 1 hour before, and I was like, "Oh, so that's the reason."
I'm really sorry for not telling you, but it's the first time that you're here with us, kind of since the last DST change, right? So it's a bit weird. I'm not used to actually telling people explicitly because everyone is in kind of European time zones, even if they're
I
not in
guess they are
Europe.
used to it.
So they're yeah. Some people are already living in April. I'm still in March. That's right. Some people are already in April.
Yeah, I'm still in March as well. Starting,
You will
ending March.
be you will be in March for a while, for another
Yes, I have like
what?
it is 9 a.m. right now.
Yeah, okay. So you have like 50 more hours.
So if you
So
didn't tell me, I would have actually missed this stream as well.
yeah. Yeah, it's after I haven't seen you in the meetings, I was like, okay, and then you asked. I'm like, oh yeah, right. So
It's
I
he
should
dead.
tell you that the stream is actually happening for you. It's an hour earlier.
I was lost today. I woke up a little bit lost in that sense.
So maybe you should start a petition to change to actually introduce daylight savings time in Ecuador, so that you can so that Ecuador can stay in sync with Europe.
I don't know why people do that.
It's horrible. Um, I don't know if I ever told the story here on stream, but I used to like when I started working with the German Stock Exchange back in 2003, no, six, 2006. One of the first projects that I had, and then I kept taking care of this, was basically making sure that all our systems worked in during the days of the time zone change, right? Because
Okay.
we were the first ones actually building a 24/7 trading system for the German Stock Exchange. So it had to run 24/7, obviously. So also in these extra hour or missing hours. And then on top of that came that this was electricity trading, right? And with electricity, it's different than with stocks or other assets because electricity needs to be produced and consumed at the same time, right? So at any given time you need, let's say, 100 megawatts of power, then 100 megawatts also need to be produced, give or take. There's very little margin to how much more or less electricity can be in the grid, right? If there is a 100 megawatt consumption, let's say, right? So, and because of that, electricity is traded in time blocks, right? So originally it was hours, nowadays it's quarter hours, 15-minute time blocks, maybe even 5 minutes, maybe they improved that even. But when I left the German Stock Exchange, it was 15-minute time blocks, right? So you had to trade every single hour of the day. So there is one day in October where you don't have to trade 24 hours of time blocks of electricity, but 25 hours of time blocks, because there's 25 hours in the day, right? And it's entirely ridiculous, because we actually then supported the idea of always trading in UTC days, but we couldn't convince the European Union to do that.
I mean,
hey, hello, your dog.
Yeah, I even closed the door, but it seems that he decided he will bark inside the house right now.
So yeah, that's my story regarding time zone changes. So I'll never forget when they happened. But then a few years back, I think it's already been like 4 or 5 years or so, there was this referendum in Europe, in the EU, about whether or not we should get rid of DST change. And oh, hello, Tirona, thanks. And the majority of the people voted for yes, let's get rid of it. But what happened? Nothing. Still like that. Still there. Still have DST time changes. And I think the major reason for not implementing this was that every country wanted to have wanted to basically decide on their own discretion whether or not whether or not they would end up in summer or winter time, right? So this might have created some weird patches. Right now we have all kinds of countries in the same time zone. We have on the eastern side it's Poland, and I believe Slovakia, for instance, are in the same time zone as Spain, and that's like an hour and a half or almost 2 hours apart in terms of sunset. So they would have different requirements and there would be fragmentation, and that's why they decided not to change that yet, which is really crazy. But yeah, Rising Dragons is right. Give your dog a dog combination.
Yeah, we should. Are you doing?
Basically every single time he barks. So what's been going on? How has everyone been?
There's not a lot of questions right now.
It's
I mean, I guess this happens when we host a tavern on Thursday. Then the guys only have 3 days to
we'll
keep it about more questions.
Keep it short, right? We'll just do the raid now.
We can do. Who are we raiding?
Who are we raiding? We can already run a round of, as you would say, grubfish. We can already twitch this on. Hang on, Twitchy tights. So if you want, you can already join. We'll see when we actually run this. But there's been a few things that were happening since we had this last stream, right? So Bitcoin went down. A lot of other things went down as well in the market. There's been more tariffs.
I missed most of the weekend. Like, I didn't check Twitter or X at all. I decided to give myself a 2-day vacations from Web3. So
you did well.
What did I miss? Are we down bad?
We're back up a little today. So we're at 83 now. But we hit close to 81 yesterday at some point.
Oh my god. So
yeah.
Oh, is this a response of any news? Like,
it was the tariffs. We had more tariffs for cars announced by Mr. Trump, and then we had inflation data come in, not CPI data, but consumer expenditures, and that went up, and it was above expectations, so that rattled the markets. And then today we had Michael Saylor announcing that Strategy has purchased another 2 billion in Bitcoin, and that sent the market up, I believe, maybe. or I actually haven't checked the traditional markets. What's been going on with this? Oh
Just
no.
in, BlackRock CEO says US dollar is at risk of losing its reserve status to Bitcoin. Interesting.
Oh, sure.
Give me a second. Let me
And
get my dog inside. He has been barking too much.
and it's actually Nasdaq is down 1.6%, but Bitcoin is holding up quite well. So it's got to be some crypto related. Oh my goodness, gold is at $3,100. Didn't even pay attention. $3,113. You're totally right. This is really crazy. But I mean, imagine, especially with these gold prices, imagine the whole thing of the US actually starting to sell some of their gold in Fort Knox to buy Bitcoin. Imagine this would happen. What kind of signal that would be on one hand to the gold market, at the same time to the Bitcoin and crypto community. Oh my goodness.
Which is gold all-time high?
This.
This one?
Yes.
Oh my god, yeah. As of March 31, gold has reached an all-time high. Interesting.
Yeah, I mean, it hit 3,000 for the first time. I think that was last week, right? And now we're already at 3,100. It's just going up and up and up. And I mean, that's what Bitcoin should be doing as well, right? Bitcoin should be at an all-time high. It's funny that Bitcoin is still much more correlated with, let's say, S&P 500 or the Nasdaq or tech stocks or whatever than with gold, right? Being basically doing the same thing as gold, being a store of value, but people seem to underappreciate that function dramatically. So it's really funny that we have so few people in yet. Probably a lot of people are still asleep because it's 1 hour earlier.
Yeah, that's true. We should host it at the same time next time.
I think everyone will get used to it once they know. But if they don't know, I should have said something on Thursday. I just forgot. I totally forgot that we had a DST change coming up.
Yeah, I will have been in the meetings if I knew about it.
Sure, you would have.
You know what? I don't know why you mentioned gold, and I was thinking on the compound APIs that I showed you, like 3 days ago, for the USDC and USDT.
Yeah.
I need to do that. I want to do that actually.
You want to do what?
To get to put some in borrow and lending on compound, like 12% right now is insane. I was also checking the borrow API, and it is on negative numbers, which means they are paying you at the moment for borrowing with them.
At the moment, but it's probably flexible, right?
Yes, I guess it is for the duration of the rewards, which should be at least 1 month.
Yeah. So this is what it used to be, at least in Germany, that Germany, the government could actually borrow money at negative interest rates a few years ago, right? Before the inflation started going up and so on. This was ridiculous. So actually, it was funny because suddenly some of the cities and communities that used to have a lot of, or they had a lot of debt, used to pay a lot of interest on their debt. Suddenly, they were making money off of their debt, which was really funny.
Interesting.
So that's been going on, a lot of Bitcoin stuff. So now we're at 83,100. So could have been worse, but also could have been better. Let's see what. Let's see. Like Trump has announced Liberation Day or whatever he's calling it for Wednesday this week. So we'll be seeing a lot of volatility at the very least going on. Let's see which direction, but depending on what you believe, might put in a 40x short or long.
This isn't the market we were promised.
Promised by whom?
Yeah, no one promised a thing, but it is us as a collective that decided that everything was going to go up, and it didn't.
Yeah. So yeah, let's maybe start this round of Twitchy Tides now that we have the early birds in, and then we can do another round later.
Hey Webby,
that-
hey Yancy, hey Night Fury, hey Kevin.
Now everyone's coming in.
Ansi, you missed the chat with PM. It was very silent last Friday.
Yeah, because there was a stream on Thursday. It's too many
Yeah,
occasions
I mean,
to talk to you.
the chat with PM was also very quiet. We tagged Ansi and she didn't show up, so now we're sad. I am late. What did I miss? Haven't missed much. There haven't been a lot of questions actually.
There was this one by Tirona about EOS account. Why can't I make it for free? I know it's a question for support. No, it's not necessarily a question for support. It's okay to ask these kinds of questions here. We used to have free EOS accounts, and this was great, and we really appreciated it ourselves. However, the problem is that creating EOS accounts has become really expensive over the course of, let's say, the last 12-15 months. So at some point we couldn't subsidize this anymore, so we had to stop handing out free EOS accounts. It was basically like $1 or so to make one for us, right?
Oh my
Pure
God,
cost on the
that's a lot.
blockchain, because the RAM, like on EOS and Wax are pretty much the same in that respect. But there are blockchains where you don't have to, quote unquote, create an account, right? So on Ethereum or Bitcoin, you basically just create a private key, and with that, you also have a public key, and that is your address. So you can just create that. Anyone can do that, right? At any point in time, and there's basically, that's it. That's yours. As soon as you have the private key, that's yours. With EOS and Wax, there's an account that you need to create. So you need to create a key, and then you need to attach that key to an account. That account is like an entry in the database, right? And because EOS and Wax are big databases, these blockchains. So an account has a little more information than just the private and public key. There can be multiple keys attached to this. There can be rights and whatnot attached to this. Different roles. There can be you have a human readable name that's 12 digits or 12 characters. All these kinds of things. So this needs to be created, and in order to create this, or in order to write any piece of information into a database or into a table in the database of EOS, you need to pay for the space. And as soon as you don't need that space anymore, you can free this up. It's called RAM. Weirdly, it's not really RAM. It's more like hard disk. But I mean, RAM chips are expensive, right? We know that also from Dungeon Master or the Gamer Cave. Right? RAM chips are expensive.
Actually, I haven't checked the sale today. How are we doing? I think I was expecting to sell like 500 chips.
I think we sold pretty much 500 chips so far.
Really? Last time I saw it was Saturday. It was 400 something. So yeah, let's see. Take a look.
But anyway, so because of that, it costs money, like EOS tokens, to create an EOS account, and costs Wax tokens to create a Wax account. Just that on EOS, it's been much more expensive.
484 chips have been sold. Interesting.
Yes, if you do the Prime, if you book the Prime, then you'll get the Wax and EOS accounts for free. Are we burning more EOS NFTs? We aren't. But if you burn, that's sometimes when we have when we have these challenges to burn NFTs, right? This helps us free up some of the RAM, but I mean, it's insignificant actually.
The RAM chip never mentioned what its capacity is.
Oh, that's embarrassing. That's embarrassing.
4 gigabytes
For one chip. Okay. That's
Yeah,
a
that's
lot.
why when you put 3 of them in the blend, you get a PC with 12 gigabytes.
I wish I had one.
And the RAM chips you blend for the graphic card series, the PRAM. So yeah, everything makes a lot of sense. Gigawatts.
Why is Prince Paradox making fun of the way you're pronouncing gigawatts or gigabytes?
Bytes. I don't know if he's
Gigawatts?
mean.
Um. Okay. Anyway, let's start this round of Twitchy tides, right? Because let's
There's not
reward the
a lot
people
of
who.
questions. This is weird.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll get there. Believe me. So
People have to wake up.
we'll hand out five more promo boxes, and because Vince is the only one with a wombat skin, Vince will get a free one on top. So okay, let's start this. 35 people. It's not so bad anymore, right? Everybody's been waking up, so let's go.
Is there a way to automatically raise the price of an upgraded Wombat or any other upgradable? What do you mean with raise the price? Do you know maybe what is he referring to?
No, automatically. You mean if it's on the market to so if you have it on sale and the NFT on Atomic Hub, let's say, and then you upgrade it, you might want to increase the price you're offering it for. Is that what you mean? The template?
But if you upgrade it, you will have to remove it from listing and then upgrade it and then list it again.
I don't think so. Carbonarna, GG's Carbonarna, Autumn's Toys, Zaber, Bountless Genie, and Chucky. I just had to laugh about the name because I just had carbonara. And this was inspired by Pedro, actually, because Pedro was having something similar. So anyway, GG's, but I had to think of my lunch.
Man, you're going to kill me. I'll do it as soon as possible.
You do what?
I promised Kiyoshi a price like a week ago, and then I forgot.
That's not good.
That's not good. Yes. Let me do it as soon as possible. Actually, I'll do it now, before I forget.
I also think that at least one person did not receive their red mob wombation from me because I didn't have their wax account.
That's not good. Bad.
Okay. No, need to. Okay, the Templayer was saying yes. That's it. No, unfortunately, we have no way of doing this. That would be. I would wonder how to even do this. It's
Okay, I
probably
did it.
possible.
I can finally rest in peace now that I have given all the prices.
But then, so in theory, I think it would be possible. Like coming back to the Templar's question, I think in theory it would be possible to basically update the price every single time you have an update, because you could have a notification somehow. But the question is, what value, right? To which value would this actually be updated? But it's an interesting thing to think about.
That
right?
actually
Because
happened a lot, and I think, for example, NFT battle miners, they have this problem because they have the same templates, but their lands have different levels and rarities, and Atomic have filters set in a weird way, so it doesn't display like a level 5 land will show at the same price as a level 1 land. That's something that happens.
I have no idea.
Can you explain what the bug was over the weekend with runs and years? Yes, we're migrating some stuff from our old backend to the new backend. So as a part of the migration, some stuff might break occasionally. It has been solved, so you can try again.
Maybe we should announce these kinds of things up front that we're doing this, so that because now you're saying basically there may be hiccups with this and we'll fix them ASAP, right? But it would have been cool if people had known, right?
Yeah, we could do a heads up about it. Yeah, I don't have a problem. Maybe we can make the announcement.
You did you see that President Murmu to visit Portugal? No, I'm actually not
Who is
not
Murmur?
caught up on politics in Portugal at all. So it's a president of India.
Oh, interesting.
But I'm not caught up on political affairs in Portugal like at all. I hardly know when there's new elections, which is every year. Basically, there's a new election happening in Portugal because for one or another reason, the existing government has to step down, or an existing prime minister or whatever. Yeah.
My dog is watching me like, can I go outside to play, please? And I'm like, no, you cannot.
Because if he does, he will not be playing. He will be barking, right?
He will be barking, but he enjoys barking.
When Mob Wombatiums drop, Santiago?
Never. We decided we're not releasing them anymore. No, I'm kidding. We are doing the announcement tomorrow, and as always, we do the announcement, and you have 24 hours to prepare your stuff and get ready for the drop. So it is coming out on Wednesday.
Is there going to be another drop, or how is it going to work?
I don't. Shall we give full the details?
If it doesn't involve telling which templates people should buy.
No, then I would rather not, not talk about it.
Because you know that's what happens if you hand out alpha like this. If you say, you'll have to blend a shrimp and with a confetti, then you'll get a red mob bombation, right? Which clearly is not working because one is on EOS and the other is on wax. I was just making up an example, right? But if you said something like this, you could obviously tell that some people who are here would go and sweep the floor of a particular asset. Right?
So yes, we won't provide any information about it yet. I will just tell you there will be 2 blends, and that's it.
Blends, so no drops.
No drops.
Mm-hmm.
Interesting. So it will be pack fragments. No, there won't be pack fragments. Yeah, I can tell you it won't be.
Yeah, there will be mob Wombatium fragments.
And we will put it in the dungeon chest because you love fragments.
Yeah, I think that's about it. Red Mob loves
all red NFTs. Which are the red NFTs? Let me see.
There's probably a lot of red NFTs. I also promised that I would make some more of the red mob Wombatiums available that I have, because I bought a lot of them. I bought a lot of RODC. I paid for all of them, I believe, with RODC. So I've been one of the biggest acquirer of RODC, and then I spent them on the mob Wombatiums. So
do you have a favorite NFT, like from the collection? One that you say, oh, I love the design of this one?
Design is difficult. I have a few. There's a few of the Wombatiums that we have that I really like. Hang on. Oh God. There we go. Templates. So, which one do I particularly like? I kind of like the worm and fish and dog and cat Wombatiums, like the animal Wombatiums. This series, these were really nice. The team did a good job on those specifically. Yeah, that's kind of my favorite Wombatiums, I believe. From dungeon items, I've always liked the early ones, like the first set of items. I thought they were quite amazing. Especially, my favorite was originally the candle, because it was so over minted. We had so many candles, common candles in the first season. It was crazy.
I like the cat Wombatium.
Yeah.
Pretty cool.
And then, yeah, I mean, I don't know. It's hard to tell if I have any kind of favorites. I think, in general, some items were really cool, turned out really cool, also from an idea perspective, right? So because we had digging tools, and then it turned a little funny sometimes that you can use whatever, let's say a professor's pen, right? You can use this as a digging tool, right? Which obviously you can, right? Just doesn't make a lot of sense. Or with the bags, I like the bag that the hand carts and all these kind of things with wheels that we created for bags, which also makes no sense, but it's kind of hilarious. Yeah, so I think mostly these kinds of things. I don't have a kind of favorite in terms of this. I want to collect these items.
Do you have a favorite NFT, guys? I heard the pupper crying. Yeah, he's crying. He's sad. He cannot go outside to play. Solar looks like the kid from the movie House Party with the way that the background is cropping his hair. Which one is it? House Party.
House Party. I don't know the movie, but you should put it up. So yeah, I totally get that. The Templar question is, to begin with, let's start with the answer to the question: what would be the intended behavior? Right. I understand that if you upgrade it, you might want this to have a different price, or you might. So maybe this is a filter thing, right? So maybe let's see if we can easily add a filter for the level, because that might just make it easier for people to find the stuff.
I sold most of my transistors one day before you announced the Game Archive update for 0.5 wax. Now it's 25 wax minimum. 26. My bad. Oh my god, I'm so sorry, man. That happens.
Yeah. There's no guarantee it will stay like this, or there's no guarantee any other thing will do the same, right? And that's why we can't announce these kinds of things on stream, right? But you should always be prepared that anything can be used at any point in time, right? We've been recycling things, or giving it utility later, just like
sorry.
Just like the duration pickers, right? So there's been a lot of discussion for a while that duration pickers, they're too cheap and there's nothing you can do with them. And then we introduced utility for them, and suddenly they have a stable floor price, right? And so whoever sold them before for like pretty much zero, they were biting their asses.
No, I know you were not complaining. It's just it hurts when it happens, because it has also happened to me and everyone. If you're into Web3 enough, that you decide to sell something, sell a token, or sell anything, and that's the moment everything goes up.
Good thing is, same template could still have different NFT images. Maybe that could fix the issue raised. So basically, us including the level in the artwork and replacing the artwork. That's what you're essentially saying, right? Yeah, I'm not sure. I'm not sure if that's possible. The way we're currently displaying this, if the image is set before, then it won't display, I believe. Or we would have to not set an image initially, and then the template will be displayed as no image.
That was a huge gasp.
Yeah, it's difficult. There's no simple solution to this. What we have with sidekicks also seems to not work very well, right? With sidekicks, always said, okay, the name is dynamic. The name is dynamic, right? Not the image. The image is the same, but the name is dynamic. The name changes whenever you upgrade it. The name will change from, let's say, Santiago Sidekick level 1 to Santiago Sidekick level 2, right?
Am I having a sidekick? That would be nice.
No, we don't have a sidekick of you, but you don't have a collection. That's the problem. So and it seems like people are still paying fairly little attention to the level of sidekicks. I think I once bought this level 7 or so, basically at floor price. So I don't know. It's really difficult.
I need this. Actually,
you go ahead.
Turtle Lover profile picture 5K MP.
Yeah, sure. 5K MP. Why not?
I will make it 10K. That is not a problem.
It's good if you can create NFTs and you're at the helm of a game that can bring utility to them on the first day.
Which NFT won the boost? Was it the red, the blue, or the yellow? Let me check. The red Gamer PC won the voting.
Oh, nice.
Okay. They will get a 2x MP boost.
I take off my pants and jacket is asking about a new mob event. This will have to be answered by Matt, by Bernardo. But I don't see, I don't know what that means. Should I buy more cases, like cases of beer for mob event?
The PC cases.
Ah. Drop the bomb. Say it will be pack fragments. Will we ever get a set of NFTs like the EOS collections for the one-play games once was or something? Some of those NFTs no longer exist or are traded for those sets, or some of the mythics seem to have never been traded from your wallets. The mythics. So yeah, some of the NFTs we never kind of handed out. So the problem, so we loved them ourselves, right? The problem is that they were incredibly hard to make, right? Not hard in terms of hard, but hard in terms of the amount of time and synchronization that we need to have with the publisher and the back and forth and so on. Basically, that was a lot of extra effort, right? Even though the assets were basically there, we most of the time took in-game assets, but then not all of these had names of the game, and we had to align with the publisher on is this okay, how it looks, and so on. So with the way we used to do that was not sustainable, right? it basically was way too much effort for what that's been gaining us, especially if there were, like, let's say a few thousand people who were getting these. Then there was way too much overhead. So we used to have some ideas, or we have some ideas for how that could be generalized, so that it's easier and faster to make, right? Or even generic. And with AI, obviously, there's a lot of potential cool solutions that we could use for this. We've never gotten back to this, and also those wouldn't be on EOS, right? So it would be really cool to have a separate collection of NFTs for each game, or maybe not a collection, but just whatever we would make this schema under a collection on Wax, or maybe something on Polygon or any other EVM chain. So that's totally possible. It's just this would have to be very efficient, right? So that it actually works out for everyone, so it scales.
I was thinking, how will you be able like to create some kind of dynamic NFTs? For example, if we want to take the Gamer Cave collection to the next level, you will be able to create your own PC, assemble it with certain cases, assemble it with certain components, and every time you upgrade it, you will the image will update. Like, I'm putting these graphic cards, then the image and the template will update and have all over the place the image change and everything.
You would probably do all of that off chain, right? And you would basically just put so you would make all the attributes of this basically mutable, right? In one in a particular template. Let's talk on Wax, right? On Ethereum or on Polygon, this would anyway be different. And then you would need to have either you have images for all of these potential combinations pre-made and hosted, like we did for the tree wolves, right? Every level 97 tree wolf tree looks the same. Or you would basically need to have live rendering, which is what we had in mind for the CR01s. This is what we were basically planning for the CR01s, right? That you could switch, let's say, an arm or a lower leg or the head or the torso or whatever, and we had a live render system that would basically render out the new picture within a few, let's say, seconds, right? And you could see it right away after basically quote unquote blending the NFT. So I think that's doable, but it's sufficient effort to get there, right? And the most important thing is that you need kind of a system for doing this. With the Gamer PC, I think it's hard because this is 2D rendered, right? But if you render this in 3D, that's much more doable, because it's much easier to build that in 3D. But that's definitely stuff that would be so cool going forward.
Bring back blockchain brawlers. What
happened to blockchain brawlers?
Are they still like? Is the game still live?
Not sure. It's not called blockchain brawlers anymore. It's called brawlers, right? Seems like it's still there, still on the Epic Game Store.
I remember I bought a lot of Music Mogul NFTs.
How did that work out for you?
I'm sad. Remembering about it.
So, yeah, brawlers, simulated gambling. It's PEGI 18 rated.
Easy answer, yes. I'm sad and devastated. How's the meme like? Wait. My disappointment is unmeasurable and my day is ruined. That's how I describe it.
How'd you code the level into the image? Well, you could simply just display it, right? You could render an image that has a 1 on the one that has a 15 and whatnot on it, right? So, or you could write it on the PC and base or whatever, right? It could be a few different ways. This is for you by Ranman. What a cool PFP here.
Which one?
Ranman's.
Yes, they will. They will.
Santiago
That's
Sidekick
it.
would be a pupper. Can we get a situation where the Sidekick is boosting the NFTs on all chains where the collection exists? Yeah, we can. I need to talk to Santiago about this.
Yeah.
We've never gotten around to talk about this. I'll make a note. I'll just
How would we be able to do it? I mean, yeah, we can do it.
To me, it sounds a little off because it's specifically put in the attributes of the NFT, the chain, right?
Okay.
But, if only there were 3 and 12-hour duration in the season packs, life in the dungeon would be much simpler. What do you guys think? What does the chat think? We've been discussing additional durations for a while, and then there used to be the demand for I don't remember what it was outside of, was there 30 minutes or maybe 3 hours, and 12 hours has been in the discussions as well, for sure. But then we introduced the queues, and that basically relieved some of the pressure of this, right? So I don't know, is that still a thing?
I mean, 72 hours sounds a lot, don't you think?
I can't imagine us making doing more than 24 hours ever, because that's synced up with the unstaking durations and whatnot, right? So a lot of the things that we do, that we have in the game, depend on the 24-hour run duration being the maximum, right? So maybe what we could do is,
Dude, you're evil.
Yeah, there was an obvious response, right? But what we could do is introduce 48 hours or 36 hours or whatever, but only make this available for people who have enough speed boost so that the effective run duration would be below or maximum 24 hours, right? Because if runs last longer than 24 hours, we'll get into a lot of trouble with all kinds of things. Like let's just use the unstaking period thing, right? You can basically you can make a run, unstake. You can start a run, unstake your gear, send it to another account, and that account can also start a run with the same gear, right? And that's what we wanted to avoid. That's how, or NFTs, staked NFTs for what it's worth, right? So that's why we never made runs that are longer than 24 hours.
For 26.9 hours and 13:37.
This, I mean,
I got
really cool.
2 out of 3 of them. What's the 13:37?
Elite, like the gamer term for elite. It's like
I didn't know about that.
1337 is like LEET.
Oh, I didn't know about that. That's new.
But that's your generation. I thought I would be told for this.
I haven't. No, it's the first time I hear about it.
It's the first time you hear about 1337?
Yes. Solar gamer credential -1. Dude, that's not true. But well, how many points do I have? If I have enough points, I wouldn't mind.
You started with 0.
But I must have a little bit of points right now. -10 now.
Do you happen to know the Starsky and Hutch movie
No,
with Snoop Dogg? You probably don't know who Starsky and Hutch are because you're too young.
I know who is Snoop Dogg, but yeah.
Yeah, okay. So there's this cool situation where Snoop says, "Hey, you just climbed one step on my rep ladder, or so whatever. I don't know I only saw it in German, but you just climbed one step on my rep ladder. So this puts you on step 1, right? So it's like
Oh, okay.
you basically before that you were 0.
How's daylight savings rating, you guys? Actually, it was bad because I missed a couple of meetings because no one told me that there was a time change. So I was in the meeting 1 hour after it was supposed to happen, and I was there 5 minutes waiting for people, and then I said like, "Hey, this is odd." And
I can
then
only say that with pets and specifically with kids, it's not good, especially this way around. I like summertime much more than wintertime. I would always prefer to have longer evenings than earlier mornings, right? But for my kids, they were late to school this morning because they couldn't get up. Right? It's always like that.
every time you see me tilting my head, it is because I'm trying to read something like this.
Okay, I don't know what 59009 is.
It's because you have to tilt your head.
Oh, okay.
Yes.
What was the old Spielworks Brawlers game? It was called Chain Clash. Chain Clash. This was so cool. Conceptually, it was cool. The whole game was messed up.
Outlook should tell you about DST.
Yeah, but if you're used to just going on the meeting at the same time every day.
Yes. Actually, I just got the notification that we have the tavern starting right now. Like, we should be starting now.
No. Hey, look, Danish is here.
Hey, Danish.
Hi, Danish.
Now even more. I don't remember what we were talking about.
Yeah, me neither.
But what I do think it is worth to make a differentiation is that you can compare a lot of Web3 games and companies with the startups. So it is expected that not all of them will survive. But most of the time people say that it is a rug when actually they were trying to build something. Now you do have to differentiate it with people that actually rug the funds and run away. How do you all the thing about the Telegram Ton exclusive? What's that?
So the fact that Telegram basically are forcing you to implement Ton, that you can't use any other blockchain in Telegram games.
I don't know why they took that decision. What do you think, Danish? You are more knowledgeable about this.
I think this was totally expected down the line at some point. I just would have hoped that they would have left it open for a little longer, because the whole momentum that they had already started dwindling before they introduced this, and now it seems like a desperate move, which it's not generally.
I've personally been moving everything to Nostr. I haven't heard about it since I'm tired. I'm so tired of censorship.
Nostr, isn't this? I've heard about this recently. That's a decentralized social media protocol, right?
That's why I haven't seen you posting then. But I mean, you usually know a lot of alpha before it even booms. So
Yeah, like Danish was in on Ton. It feels like 4 years ago,
yes,
and then I'm like, yeah, Ton. That was the thing that ran an ICO that then got basically rewound in the US and whatnot, right? Because of that, after that raising 1 point whatever billion back in the day, and I was like not following this. um,
I got still
um,
trust for Telegram. Crypto friendly, not anymore. I mean, you are likely one of the only people I will listen if you actually say this. So I guess you're right. I am with Danish. Yeah, me too. He knows a lot of stuff.
Yeah, I also saw a bunch of games basically moving to Line because they also have this blockchain, right? But I'm not sure that's the right move, like at all.
Line, I remember Line. Line is more popular like in Asia, right?
Yeah, it's kind of the Japanese. So there's like the Japanese version of WeChat of sorts, right? So there's in Asia you have
Oh, in
WeChat.
Japan. Okay.
WeChat is like the Chinese one, and then Line is the Japanese one, and then there's Kakao in Korea, right? So there's like these three big messenger services.
Actually, there was a huge corruption case here in my country, and the politics that were communicating, they were using Line.
Line is Taiwanese. I didn't even know that. Thanks, Connie. Um, I
I
was
use WhatsApp actually. WhatsApp is my go-to chat platform.
um, we need to build on something open, and then the only thing out there at the moment is Nostr. But I tried. I I heard so sometimes I'm still using um, Fountain. Fountain is a podcatcher, as you say, a podcast app where you get paid in satoshis for listening. And there was a promoted episode that sometimes I just listen to them because I don't know what else to listen to. And they were talking about Nostr, and then I checked it out, and but the clients that are there for Nostr, they are not great, to be honest. It's difficult.
But is it
So
sorry? Is Nostr like a blockchain? I'm
no,
trying,
it's just a decentralized social media
but
protocol.
you can run the software there to try to decentralize it, which is called relays.
Yeah, probably. And maybe they will make a token, right? Obviously, you can never be
Sorry,
sure
I'm
these
taking
days.
advantage that Danish is here so he can explain it a little bit to us. Try Primal. I would like to be paid in Sadford podcast. Do we have like any cool redemption for the points on Twitch? Do we do anything with them, or nothing
Yes,
at all?
you can get NFTs. You can get season passes and stuff.
Oh, nice! I have never checked it actually.
Um, Fountain isn't on Wombat. Why is Fountain not on Wombat? Let me think. I think they. Let me check this. Maybe we'll just. Maybe there's an easy way of putting it in there so that we could also pay $1. But yeah, in general, I think we should actually put anything, any kind of hey, you can earn crypto doing XYZ kind of things in Wombat, right? In the extra earnings zone at least, so that you can there's additional stuff that you can get from there.
Didn't you open the staking one, but again can make it work?
I think we had run out of tokens already. So if you're talking about Wax, then this should work again.
Interesting.
Both. Okay, let me briefly fix the So Santiago, you go ahead, and this time
What can I
I'll.
tell you guys? Remember the stream we did about airdrop farming. If you're into Zero G Labs, the decentralized exchange for them just opened their beta for everyone. So you should be able to do some tasks and start swapping, creating LP positions. There will be a point system. If you have some free time, and if you don't, just take 10 minutes out of your day and start doing this. Like, I promise you, it's pretty simple, and you could set up for a very big airdrop. Is the tracking of games and apps in Wombat won't play the same tech for like 2 years, or does it work better? And could AI improve this in the future? That's a nice question for Adrian. Let's wait for him to come back.
Let me briefly do this. Okay, that should work. So now both OWAX and Polygon should actually work again. It's still the same tech. And there's a lot of reasons for that, which it's not. The main reason is it's not dependent on us, right? It's what there's like 3, 4, 5 different solutions that are basically adopted by 95, 97% of the game, at least mobile gaming industry, right? And that's notoriously unreliable when it comes to tracking events for multiple reasons, because essentially it's not meant to be used. It wasn't originally built to be used the way we use it, right? To make basically user transactions on top of this. However, I've been talking to a bunch of people about this more recently. PlayMind could actually be a solution, right? Because with PlayMind, if you have the tracking enabled and we know the data about what you do in the game on PlayMind, then we could have very, very, very granular data about what's going on, right? Because this is the main issue with what's been going on in Womplay and Wombat is essentially us receiving information about what you've done, what you've achieved. So we always have this discussion with anyone launching their games on Wombat or Womplay. Hey, can you provide us with more events? Can you give us more interesting, especially recurring events? Something like make a battle, right, or win a battle, or win a match, or whatever, right? Level up, like these would be really, really great, because the more granular they are, the more granular we can make our rewards. However, typically we have something like, because all of these need to be set up manually in these tracking systems. And so they typically get like 2 or 3 or 5, maybe 7 different events that are being set up, and these are typically one time. This is like something like reach level 15, or make 1,000 games, or whatever, play 1,000 games. So this is, of course, not as good as what we would like that to be. But with PlayMind, the way that PlayMind is going to work, we could actually make this happen. We would have to see how that actually works with the way we're basically building PlayMind and how we're storing the data. But this could be a thing, right? So that's something that we basically have just been discussing recently. If there's a lot to be gained from the PlayMind protocol when it comes to providing the granular data about what people have achieved.
Interesting. Only airdrop I am interested in is Play. That's fair.
Speaking of airdrops and token launches, Gunzilla actually did launch today.
How is it
in this
performing?
market? It's holding up at around 10 cents. It went up a little bit. Now it's down a little bit, but it's very close to 10 cents. So it's very close to a $1 billion valuation. And now,
Is it on Solana?
no, I think they're building on Avalanche, I believe. So I also believe that the token is on, I would say it's probably on.
Oh, they are close to 1 billion for diluted value.
Yeah, which is for like in a good market. I think people would have expected a lot higher. now. So what's this Gunscan? So they also launched their mainnet. So they have an Avalanche based chain.
Interesting. I hope they do good.
I believe. Network. Of course.
Do you
course
have
we
any good podcast
So
suggestions,
obviously,
guys?
we definitely want them to do really, really well.
I need some podcast I want to hear, but I don't have any suggestion. Do you listen to podcasts? Oh, I think we lost Adrian. Yeah, I think we're losing him. He froze. Yeah, he's scared right now. Can you hear us? He's choppy. Can you talk?
I can talk. Can you hear me now?
Yeah, we weren't able to hear you for the last minute, maybe.
Yeah. I was looking at Gunzilla, and then suddenly my browser told me your computer lost connection to your mic. And that's why I was muted. Sorry for that.
Mokens League. I want to play Mokens League. I have seen like the videos out of it. Sounds so cool, but I haven't played it.
That's pretty fun.
400 MB for silver last season. Not really. Maybe what happened is that it updated as I updated the Red Gamer PC mining power. We're still deciding. Maybe it will stay at 400. Maybe it won't. Yeah, it is likely just updated.
But define $1, please do submit them, because then it's easier for us to credit them to you.
But now that you mention it, what would you like to see from there? Because we were talking about making it work like in the NBA, right, Adrian?
Sorry, talking about what?
The clan entities.
Yeah, say again.
Can you hear me?
Yes, I can. But say it again. What?
Oh,
Like
the
what?
clan entity is the mining power that we wanted to make it like the first pick, so the bronze tier will have the highest mining power and so on.
Yeah, like the NBA draft.
Yeah, and people. I mean, I think it sounds cool, but I think people will get mad at it.
Of course, people will get mad at it about this, but that I have no other expectation about this. But it was still fun discussing this, right? So that the number one clan would actually get the entity with the lowest MP, and other clans could actually then catch up, right? So because in the NBA, it's like the worst teams have the highest chance of getting the best players in the draft, right? So now every team this season, for instance, that doesn't have a chance, didn't have a chance to make it to the postseason, to the playoffs, play-ins, they've been basically tanking purposefully in order to get a shot at drafting Cooper Flag, who's like the number one prospect. Or last year, Victor Wembanyama got drafted, right? And he's like the unicorn, the alien, the number one, the generational player. So a lot of teams were actually wanting to have a shot at them. So this would be cool, right? That we we would have some it would create a different dynamic, right? Some plants may actually go and try and be worse than they actually used to be, all right? And some others might actually want to climb. So maybe we just do that for the top 10 ones, right? So the 10th get the best, and the top one clan get the worst. Whatever. I mean, it was just a fun discussion to be had. I'm not saying that this is really happening.
Also starting my own podcast, TRDR, the Real Digital Resistance Podcast. Sometime here next month, maybe tomorrow. I like it.
Wow,
I would love
Danish.
to hear it. Did you see about the Luka Doncic trade and everything that happened with it?
Ugh. Do you want to talk NBA with me now? Of course. I mean, I know everything about, and this was the most ridiculous trade in NBA history, probably. Like, you're trading a 25-year-old generational player who's been the number one, like your franchise player essentially, for Anthony Davis and one first round pick, and
I mean,
Anthony Davis actually like literally not even playing one game and being injured again. That's
I,
like
I
crazy.
loved it that they said that Anthony Davis was having the best game after he was in the Dallas Mavericks, and then he just got injured in the same game. And the top comment of it with like close to 100K likes, it was like they got the full Anthony Davis experience in one game.
Yeah, he's an amazing player, right? And he's unstoppable if he's like really fit and can post up and stuff. He's amazing in that respect. But he's been injured so much, so not even negotiating this deal, right? Getting one first round pick. It's but yeah, we can make an NBA podcast. Actually, that's the number one topic that I listen to podcasts about because it's very, I typically listen to podcasts in bed when I'm about to fall asleep and whatnot. And there's like a lot of daily and or multiple times a week NBA podcasts. And they basically talk about the same thing all over again, right? So the newest and the latest about this team and this player and whatnot, and then there's power rankings and all these things, and it just doesn't matter at all. It's so funny because like it's hard to get upset or excited about anything that they say, right? Because it's you have 82 games in a season in the NBA, right? Every team plays 82 games in a regular season. Obviously, each individual game matters very little. So it's really hard to get very emotional about whatever is being said in any one of these podcasts, right? Whereas when I listen to
Oh my god, people are
Hi.
fighting.
MJ obviously being the GOAT, not LeBron. LeBron can't be the GOAT because he's not retired yet. It's very easy, right? We can only reevaluate that after LeBron has retired. So probably in like 5 or 6 years when he's 46, 47. Um, um,
Uh,
yeah, this is a good one. I basically we had so had a discussion about this. We'll be adding more games. It's just there's no guarantee in which countries they'll be added. Right? We have added a game last week, but it's not available. It's not been available to everyone yet. So we definitely need more games.
I don't remember how it was, but it was like a comment someone posted like if you were born before the 2000, then whenever you try to throw something and do a 3-pointer, you will say Jordan. If you were from the 2000 to 2010, you will say Kobe, and if you're from the 2010 and afterwards, you will say LeBron. Whenever you're trying to throw something.
And if you're born in the 20s, you'll be saying Luca.
Luka, yeah.
or Nikola Jokic, right? Who's actually Jokic is insane.
Actually, I say Kobe. Whenever I throw something, it's like Kobe. And for the nade, since CSGO, the same. Whenever you're sure you will hit and kill someone with a nade, then Kobe.
Totally. So there were a bunch of things that I have that I started, which we hadn't got to. Sorry, this has been dragging on. Yosi, if I buy Warzone Wombat now, would I be eligible to receive a play airdrop? Yes. It's not that we want to advertise this, but even if you buy Waz or Wombat now, you will be eligible for something when it comes to play.
Shaq is good. I like Shaq.
Yeah, I haven't I hadn't seen Kareem play.
I shout Solar whenever DM goes down.
Hadn't seen
classic.
Kareem play, but Shaq was really awesome. And some people say that Shaq would dominate even in today's league because he was just such an unstoppable force. That's
Even
not
his
true.
marks, I think.
It's not. Santiago is not the only person who's being shouted at. I can tell.
Yeah, true.
That was part of the discussion we had earlier about upgradable NFTs, I believe. Can't you just have the template or schema for the boosted NFT? So that you mean that would be a different template, and you would basically blend them, right, rather than upgrade them. Yes, that would be possible. I mean, the whole reason why the upgrades are so cool is that you can basically change the same NFT rather than minting a new one every single time, right? Because then you obviously keep all the history, and it's a different notion of having an NFT, right? So I personally, I prefer the notion of upgrading NFTs, but I think maybe it's just a matter of actually doing the getting used to this, right? That there's a lot of mutable attributes on NFTs. They're dynamic, and B, filtering and searching this. This is probably what makes it really hard. So we could have a different template, of course, like we did for the items, for instance.
This is a very important one.
Yeah, I wouldn't exclude the possibility of this happening. that the duration of holding your tokens might play a role in how many play you receive.
Hey man, how are you doing, Ralph? I guess we gotta run another Twitch Tides.
Yeah, I guess so. The team will be angry at us handing out so many NFTs again. But
I don't think the guys would like us to give some NFTs, right, guys?
But Danish is also joining the Jordan camp.
So who is the GOAT?
The GOAT.
Yes, of basketball. I mean, we said Doncic.
We discussed this last week. It's still Jordan.
But Stephen Curry is also there. Like, some people may say Curry when trying to throw out 3-pointers. Actually, he's better.
Curry is the best shooter of all times, right?
Yes.
But and then there's people who say, for instance, KD, Kevin Durant, is the best offensive player, at least one of the best offensive players in the world, or of all times, whatever. But I don't think that there's a discussion to be had whether or not Curry is all-time better than MJ, because he's not. I mean, Steph Curry is a great player, right? And an amazing shooter. But hey, come on, this is not like the amount of dominance that Jordan had back in the 90s, for instance, or like when he was massive, 80s. That was just it was just amazing, right?
Just since I never got into the NBA otherwise. Olga will give away the season pass packs to the winners.
Yeah. Oh, Magic. The problem with Magic is that Magic's career was too short for him to actually be the GOAT, right? If he had played 6-7 more years, obviously without his HIV thing, right? might have impacted the discussion for sure, because Magic was Magic. Magic was. There's a reason why his name is why his nickname or player name is actually Magic.
Will Chamberlain, find me.
Yeah, Wilt and Kareem and these kind of guys. I can't say much because that was too long ago for me.
Guys, exclamation mark play. Are we using play or play AI?
We're using play with a Y because if I change it now, it's going to be messy. I have to. I always if we want to use play with an AI, I would have to start Twitchitite before the stream starts, change it then, and then everybody will have the same command. If I do that on the fly, then now it's not gonna work for some people.
Any updates about the streamer NFT 2025?
Is that a question to Santiago?
What
Actually, it's a question to Mad.
Like, should I know anything about this streamer NFT?
For sure, you should know about everything.
I mean, I should, but I haven't been told about it.
Okay, then. So we're still
2025, and we still have streamer.
It's
NFT
2000. It's 2025.
It's already April.
It's not April.
we're very.
It's only
close
April for
to
some people. It's only April for some people.
Oh, for the Twitch channel points. Yeah, I discovered the Twitch channel points today, so I'm not surprised I didn't know about it.
Streamer points NFT. I heard rumor that Mad will start streaming soon again. You'll all have the opportunity to ask Mad about this directly because he's the one in charge. Maybe we'll make one for 26 already, so that we don't have to change it again.
Always one step ahead.
It's gonna be so awkward. Like in 98 or 99, right? When everything was called something 2000.
That rumor has been around for past 4 months. Matt will give away platinum packs to everyone tomorrow. Yeah, spread the word.
Yeah, sure. Or rhodium packs, maybe.
Rhodium.
So we got Shiba Seeker being the only one with a wombat skin so far. Come on, folks. 22. Type exclamation mark play with an AY, not with an AI.
I am everywhere. Yeah, I was actually thinking like you went from X all over to Twitch. Nice. Guys, exclamation mark play. How is it possible that we only have 24 players? Maybe you're an AI. But a censored one.
Everything is AI nowadays, right?
Yeah, why not? Do you think we will be able to reach AGI by next year?
No. I also don't know if this is really what we should want, but I'm having a hard time imagining what that's going to look like.
What do you mean that they already have it?
That AGI basically exists already.
Yes, but what am I missing?
I think Sam Altman said something about this, right?
Sam Altman say that they will be able to reach AGI in 1 year. He said it like 2 or 3 months ago.
Yeah, so
he has 9 months.
we're basically there. But if they want to have it in 9 months, they actually already have it. That's there. I would.
The army
what I
is
would
20
agree
to
with
30
them.
years ahead of the public.
With AI, I think that's going to be hard.
They passed the ARC AI benchmarks a while back. They just did it with too much compute. Still, they have it.
If this is the definition, then yes. Okay.
What do you think that AGI is like? How do you envision it?
Well, that's a question, right? If you say, oh, this actually behaves like a human, right? And is basically not specialized on any one task or blah, 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 and can actually think and improve and learn all by itself and whatever. It's really hard to say kind of what you want this to be, right? Not there's obviously formal definitions, but the question is, what do you want this to be, right? So I'm curious. I'm really curious how this is gonna pan out.
Exclamation mark play, guys. Play 2. Why play 2?
Because that's a profile that you can choose, I believe, in Twitch Tides when you have multiple profiles, multiple skins, whatever. You can tell it which one to use.
Oh, interesting.
That's what I think it is.
Wait, it will be insane. And we'll have quantum computing. Microsoft as well, right? With their chip. Was it called Asana?
Yeah, I mean, quantum. Ralph, I honestly don't know. I think you have to go to twitchytides.io and register your wallet there. I think I've done it once, but it's been a while, and I never play, so I don't know. No, this is it. Play.
That's why he's old school Dota picks. He's smart. But League of Legends is better. Sorry. I had to say it.
So. If you say so. I've never played Dota or League of Legends for what it's worth. So.
You just won 5 gamer points because of that.
Because I said I'd never played either of them?
Yes, staying away from those games is a good option. It's a good goal.
Yeah, I think I said it some other time. My kids are into Rocket League now, and that's pretty cool because it's a game that I like playing myself, right? And it's funny how we got to that because they wanted to play some racing games, and then I downloaded Need for Speed, and it was just way too difficult for them for a 6 and a 3-year-old.
Need for Speed is good. I remember playing that.
And then I said, "Hey, don't you want to try football with cars because they like cars and stuff, right?" And then I downloaded Rocket League for them, and ever since, at least my older son is hooked.
Didn't they play Minecraft as well?
They also play Minecraft at sometimes, but now they actually prefer Rocket League because it's.
Will you make them watch the Minecraft movie?
I don't make them do anything basically, but yeah, I can.
I mean, you should suggest them if they want to watch the Minecraft movie.
Any good?
It is coming out in 3 days.
It's coming out 3 days. Okay, so that's gonna be in the cinemas, right?
Yes, I think the cast is interesting, and it's like Jack Black, Jason Momoa. I feel like a child talking about this, but yes, I actually want to watch it.
Will I share what my kids unboxed as gifts from the grandparents? Let me think. They were Pokemon cards which I removed from the pack because then it's gonna be my younger son's birthday on Thursday, so he's turning 4, so he'll get them for his birthday. Then what else was there? There was like football, soccer equipment, like for real world. And there were sweets. There's always sweets in these care packages. There was some more. Oh God, I think there was some Lego in there as well. So there's always some Lego.
No Rocket League. It's called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Power Battle Cars.
Okay.
VIP6. Oh, nice. Congrats, Valkyria. And I'm sorry to know that your wallet got compromised.
Really?
Yeah, she said that her wallet was compromised, and that's why she changed to VIP. Mistaken.
Oh.
Civilization, the game everyone should try it. Yeah, Civilization is insane. I love it.
You know Civ. Okay.
Yes, for sure.
Hmm. I played the first one. Civ
No, I
1.
think I started playing from the 4th or the 3rd. I'm not sure.
No, I didn't know Rocket League was called Supersonic Acrobatic Rocket Powered Battle Cars, but it's cool. Rocket League is a little bit easier to say.
It's pretty complex, actually. It is not that easy.
Like the game, playing it?
Like to do some of the stuff that you need to play well the game, it actually requires a little bit of skill.
But it's so funny, my 6-year-old son, I mean, the younger one, let's say he sucks at Rocket League, right? Which is okay because he's just turning 4 this week. My older son is getting pretty decent at it, and he scores goals, and sometimes he's like the best player, the MVP, and he wins matches even 1-on-1, right? But mostly he plays 3-on-3. And it's so amazing. It must, like, I always imagine who's on the other end of this, right? That sometimes, yeah, because they're in voice chat, and you can tell that they're kids, and probably there's a lot of kids playing Rocket League. But I always imagine how it's gonna feel if you're like a 40-year-old dude like myself, right? And you play Rocket League and you get crushed by like a 6-year-old. This must be so amazing.
That's part of the memes. Like when you're an adult and you get back home after 8 hours of work and you just want to relieve some stress, and then a 6-year-old that has been playing the game for 12 hours absolutely destroys you.
Yeah,
and you're just like, yeah, it's not funny anymore.
That's a friend of mine, or a friend's kids, used to play Clash Royale, right? And then we were on vacation together for a weekend in Spain. That was a few years ago, like 7 years ago or so. And I told them, hey, I also play Clash Royale. Or I used to play Clash Royale. So all the time they wanted to play against me, and they didn't win a single match. So I was like, you got to do better. They were like, what, between 7 and 10 or 11 or something like that. That was super fun.
What was Discord's original's name? I think it was Wyvern or something like that.
Okay.
I wouldn't mind if it was called Wyvern. Sounds cool.
This was the alternative to TeamSpeak, right?
Yes, TeamSpeak is for the old school guys.
I was just gonna say, let's start this round of Twitchy Tides while we're at 42 players. Now at 43.
Oh,
what do we do?
We gotta wait for the 69.
Yeah. Let's wait for that until next week. Oh no, let's just start this. So we got we got Vince, and we've got Shiba Seeker with Wombat Skin. So we actually have competition there, and we'll do again top 5 players.
Guys, Rising Dragons is looking someone to play Clash Royale with him. Make sure to reach him out. Or maybe you could play Mobile Legends with Ansi.
Actually, I wanted to try some more Web3 games because I realized that on the weekend, for instance, I spent again way too much time playing games that are actually not Web3 games, and then you realize you're not actually gaining anything from playing this, right? But you spend a lot of time and you actually get ambitious. Oh, look, a tree
Three
Nada.
Nado, Eyebrow, and Boundless. Congrats.
Define $1 and carbonara again.
Carbonara.
Carbonara.
Carbonara. I love seafood.
Carbonara. Hey, is winning for the second time today.
You're
That's
lucky.
awesome. And then we have Vince, Winraj Vince, being the top ranked. I believe top ranked Wombat. Yeah, by a small margin, because Shiba Seeker turned 19th.
I got so much capes when got to VIP 6. That's nice. I love it.
So, GG's. Vince always beats me. We need more people with a Wombat skin. More competition. Lord Zuku. Hey, you're in Poland, right? So you shouldn't be late. You also had.
He was also big. I guess it must be like common for people the first days like to miss out events or something in Europe when that happens, or it doesn't happen.
It's normal. But regarding Clash Royale, I used to play Clash Royale a lot, but I stopped when they introduced level 14 for cards, because then I had just upgraded my entire deck to level 13. Right, so I'm like, I'm not doing this. But anyway, chat, if you have any suggestions for Web3, especially mobile games that I shall try, I'm really happy. Also, because maybe there's more games that we should, more Web3, especially mobile games that we should add to Wombat, right? I played Hunters on Chain recently. But any chess is chess, right?
Yes, it is chess.
Yeah, so
it's a game.
It's a game, but chess is hard. I want something recreational.
But they have daily challenges and so on, so on. It's cool.
Hey, what's this Dungeon Master thing? That sounds fun.
I think it is a new game because it is still in beta, right?
You got me.
Got you.
I actually finally got to my Fireworks level 6 recently. So I blended my.
There's this new one I haven't tried yet, but I want to try it out. I actually wanted to do it on the weekend. I'll send you the link, guys, if you want to check it out as well.
What?
It has 77. I haven't tried it out yet, but it is on abstract. I actually have it in my tab, so I make sure
that game if it's an abstract. Sorry.
Do you play chess? Yes, I play chess. I don't know if I'm good or bad. I usually have periods.
With chess, it's very easy to know if you're good or bad. Just tell us your elo.
What 1,600? I think it was.
1,600 is pretty good.
Yeah, something like that.
Can almost compete with Magnus.
No, let me check my profile. I think Magnus is like 4,000, isn't he?
Nah, he's like 2,200 or something.
No, then I'm talking bullshit. Let me tell you.
No, you start at 1,200, right?
let me check. Where do I check it? Profile.
Yeah, Magnus is 2,800.
No, this isn't the
2,000
account I used to use.
Rising Dragons.
Well, we
is
can play. Actually, I have periods every year in which I just start playing chess.
so
You are
is-
2,000 plus. Nice.
Yeah. So, so do you play competitively on any chess, or do you have like another chess app that where you have?
I mean,
Elo.
Chess is a Web3 game that they are adding more stuff to chess. So you have the usual chess playstyle, and then you have boost and stuff that you can do. It's like you
Danish.
have power ups. So, for example, if you have a rook power up, you could move any piece in any direction for one turn, something like that. Last qualifier today, I got time for DMs. Awesome, man. Sensei Bulwark is someone very difficult to reach out. He's busy. It's a busy
What
man.
kind of qualifiers?
What was the qualifiers
Is that
about?
any chess or is it, okay? Anyway,
The Alpha League Invitational.
Valkyria got 2 mythics, 1 legendary, and 7 epics in the shadow box.
Put me
And
against
then-
him. Sorry,
And
did
one
you
of the
click?
mythics is a level 2. So nice. I always I think I should just be opening the shadow boxes myself. I've been selling them most of the time to buy stuff that I actually need, but I think it will be time because I need more mythics. Now I need more mythics.
Magnus could be through the 3,000 unofficially.
There's
Actually,
not enough.
I
There's
saw
not
a
enough
video
players.
last-
to compete against.
Yes, I saw a video last week in which they tried to use the same Elo system for chess for tennis players, and they tried to use the algorithm to try to predict the winners of the tournaments. It was an interesting video. But Elo
Did
is
it work?
something.
That's the question. Did it work?
It was 64% efficient, 74% efficient.
That sounds really good.
Yes, that sounds good.
Okay. Match fixing is a crime. Yeah. Okay.
Yes,
Yeah.
it's some interesting math.
You know, coming back to Chain Clash, Chain Clash had a system that was the point system that was very much inspired by Elo. It was very, very similar. So can't say anything against Elo. It's a very smart system. Chain Clash. Yeah, I mean, in a way, we definitely need to bring. There's got to be a way of bringing back Chain Clash. Maybe a different way, without maybe all these scanned people and the 3D stuff. But there's got to be a way of bringing this back. Chain Clash was really cool. Still in love with the idea of what Chain Clash could have become if it had worked. Knork. When selling company to people that care for the people that play Wombat. You mean that's the time.fun thing, right? You're basically selling your company, selling your time, right?
Anyone here like Ingress or Pokemon Go? Then Globalize the thing for you. Interesting.
Yeah, I made a note. Globula. So, any more suggestions here in the comments for cool Web3 games that are worth playing, that are fun to play, and have Web3 components with them? Like I said, I played Hunters on Chain. That's actually a decent game. So like fairly fun. There's not much of an earning component to it, because obviously whenever you have competitive games, then cheating is going to become a thing and whatnot. So a new puzzle game from the Wombat team themselves. Well, I would love to see that.
Wombat chess.
Wombat chess. Maybe not a chess game.
Wombat Royale. Wombat checkers.
Checkers. Start playing nine men's Morris. What's this?
Now I want to have a match against Racing Dragons and be completely destroyed.
Yeah, it's basically Hunt Royale. It's an old game. Yeah, I figured. I didn't know that it's literally the same game.
Adrian, can you post a link from the game you said you play? Which one?
Well, I mentioned Hunters on Chain.
Oh, Hunters.
It's a game like the NFTs are immutable ZK EVM. So sometimes that's what I do, right? I basically just look at the games that are that we have on Atomic Hub, where we have NFTs on Atomic Hub, or also played Moken's League and yeah, partner games for sure. But what Danish? Pampopoli. Pampopoli. That sounds like a Web3 crypto bro game. On Near. I didn't know that there's anything on Near anymore.
Oh, you should check Pirate Nation. I don't know if it is compatible for mobile though.
Pirate Nation. Where's that running actually? Like, which chain is that on? Or the end?
I think they were going. Oh, I don't know actually.
Or are they Web3 yet already?
Yes, they are Web3 already.
Pirate Nation.
It's interesting. It is backed by A16Z.
Yeah, that's the one thing that everybody knows.
Yes.
So their token, yeah, their token is tanked as well. Not as badly. So the token.
Near. Oh, it was Near. Oh no, wait, what?
Is on Ethereum.
Hey man, can you tell me more about it? Send me a DM. Like, you can send me a DM, and we can figure it out. We lost Adrian again. Any thoughts on Agar Woods? I haven't played it yet. Maybe Adrian has.
Wow. So I think I'm back.
Oh, you're back.
On Rising Dragons, you mentioned this one here. If I play the game live, nobody can stop me from playing or trying the game, because if Adrian plays it, I will love it. Okay, so you're asking for my thoughts on Agar. I don't know what the game is, right? So you can stake NFTs and then you can farm Agar and then you can buy more NFTs or upgrade your NFTs. That's what I understood so far.
Oh my god. Just in, China, Japan, and South Korea agreed to jointly respond to the US tariffs.
Okay, so what is this doing to Bitcoin? Nothing right now. Okay.
I mean, wait, it is just in. Let's give it a minute.
If it's just in there. If you are seeing just in, that means it's already been around.
I don't know. Actually, I'll send it because I think this is very good for everyone to have if you are into trading and stuff. It is called News 3 of 3 Alpha. They actually have very fast news. They are like an aggregator of news, and you get to see a lot of stuff happening in real time. You can turn the notifications on, and very useful actually. I love it.
Okay. So anyway, coming back to my thoughts on Agar, I would have to see the game develop a bit further. Maybe there is, and I just haven't seen it. But I think, in general, I mean, I always appreciate anything that's coming out new on Wax, right? So we should always appreciate that. And hey, what if rewards? I'm just wondering, when will what if rewards new NFTs be stakeable in One Dungeon Master? Do we have what if rewards stakeable in general already?
Yes,
I
I
guess
think
so,
it
right?
might be an issue. I mean, I told him to DM me so we can check what is going on.
Yeah. So let us know, and if there was an update, then we'll typically update that during mid season.
Yes. But sometimes what happens is that people, when they update the shit, they have to share the document with me and with Matt, and sometimes they do not share it correctly, so I cannot see the document, or I don't have idea if they even upload it. So that could have been. When that happens, I told them to send it again, and we update it.
All right. Okay, then. This was a bit of a slow stream, probably because of the changed time. But I think we're at the end of it, and it was fun nonetheless. Yeah, user in your face. That was something that I think Rising Dragons posted earlier.
A worst
Your
practice US experiment. Oh my god, no.
All right. So the last question of the stream is: who are we rating today?
Choose password. Oh my god, this is the worst user interface I have seen in my life.
Sainty. Who do you want to rate, everyone? There's probably not that many streaming yet.
It took you like 5 minutes. I'll try it out once we end this stream.
I saw somebody.
Actually, because it's beginning.
I'm seeing somebody, but I think they're in Spanish. They're playing Pirate Nation, Axie Infinity, 77-bit. So
We talk about the 3 projects during this stream.
we didn't talk about Axie, but yeah.
Oh yeah, Axie.
Nine Heroes. So there's also somebody playing Nine Heroes. NFT Dealer is playing Seekers of Tokane and Twitchy Tides. I don't know what that was Heroes of Tokane is, but anything. Why do we have to go so fast?
No, upload.
My kids are home.
La biblioteca.
La biblioteca.
Hola from Wombat.
Biblioteca.
¿Se hablan español? Qué bueno. Que puedan hablar español.
The problem is that when you speak Spanish, you also have to speak much, much faster, right? Because otherwise it won't be original.
That's
Crawling Moon is live. Crawling Moon. Marvel Rivals. Be right back.
Je suis la jeune fille. Je ne peux
Crawling
pas
Moon
parler
is
le français.
AFK right now.
Désolé. Eres cubano y hemos estado hablando en inglés todo este tiempo. Está bien. I'll stop with the Spanish.
You can also speak English, right?
Yes.
Why would-
No, I
you
mean,
don't have- but just because he's Cuban and you're Ecuadorian, you don't have to speak Spanish.
we can speak in Spanish. We have to honor our language.
Oh yeah, it's okay.
Well, I have to jump to a meeting. So
Yeah, so
thank you so much, guys.
we just
I
need
love
to find somebody who we want to raid. So I have no problem. Zaga Rose.
Obrigado a todos. Obrigado con você.
Obrigado. We raided Saga Rose last time, yeah, I believe so. But maybe if she will definitely remember us when we come back within 4 days, right?
Oh, that's so nice to hear. Yes, sir. By the way, I started this project because of one that inspired me to.
Nice.
Well, I gotta jump, so I'll.
Okay. Thanks, Santiago. Bye bye.
Thank
See
you
you
so
next
much,
week
guys.
or later
I'll
this
see
week.
you
I don't know.
next Monday or Thursday, depending on what happens during the week.
Okay.
See you guys.
It's my choice. Then let's raid Saga Rose again. And she'll definitely remember us, right? So that's cool. All right, then everyone, thanks for the stream. On now she's on the phone. Okay. Anyway, we'll rate her anyway. Say hello, and see you next week, everyone. Boop, boop, boop. Bye bye.